You live.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your favorite sports chica, Carolina Teague. This is episode 51 of League of Our Own. Welcome back. It's another Wimby Wednesday. We are almost at our 1 year anniversary. Next week is the 1 year anniversary of the League of Our Own podcast. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Today is July 19th, and I'm here at VodPod Studios with my guy, radio husband and producer, Gylan Jackson, making sure everything is running smoother than olive oil on a baby's behind. We have a very, very special episode today. We're going to have lots of fun. There's so much to talk about. We're going to be talking about, does San Antonio deserve a brand new stadium? We're going to be talking about SAQUON BARKLEY, Josh Jacobs. We're talking about Tiger Woods' ex. And we have an 8-year-old named Cam making his first appearance on League of Our Own podcast. This was a birthday gift that he wanted. We were trying to be like Make-A-Wish, and we decided to have Cam on because he said he wanted nothing more than to be on our podcast for his birthday. His birthday was last week, July 14th, so he's going to make his debut here on League of Our Own. He's a huge sports fan, so we're excited to have him on. This podcast is brought to you by Special Leaf Tea. They are a 100% all-natural, no sugar-added iced tea with 2 times antioxidants compared to green tea. They sell to local restaurants here in San Antonio, and they're located at Central Market all across Texas. You guys are going to see us drinking Special Leaf Tea tonight. We're really excited to drink that. It's $5 shipping nationwide, and it's free delivery to local people in San Antonio if you guys decide to buy local. So please support the League of Our Own podcast and Special Leaf Tea by purchasing at specialleaf.com. I'm going to be drinking it tonight. Good morning to Drew.
Crack it open.
Let's crack it open. We got Drew staying true. He already has a take on San Antonio. Now, there's a lot of talk between politicians and San Antonio saying that the San Antonio Spurs need a new stadium. The Alamo Dome is played out. AT&T Center is played out. Freeman Coliseum can't do anything there. Spurs are building a brand new practice facility. And I thought the perfect person to ask this question to was my radio husband, Gylan Jackson, because at the end of the day, he has a lot. So he had family who owned, they had a food shop.
We had a food.
Yeah, what did you guys
So we
have?
started off with a food truck at the AT&T Center. We were one of the first 2 or 3 trucks to actually open up in that Bud Light Pavilion out there. Matter of fact, interesting story, Mike Taylor was there, and he said he had the best damn son of a bitch beans he had ever had in his life, because he used to do a show before the game out there, right? And so, Terrell Huff's tapping in. So we had the there, and then they said, hey, do you want to come inside and actually do a kiosk? So for the first year, what are you doing?
I'm taking out my wrestling
Y'all
shirt.
missing the show.
Okay.
They changed the music. So for the first year, we were making homemade red beans and rice and homemade gumbo and serving to people, and it absolutely killed. The problem was that there is a split, and so you're not incentivized at the AT&T Center to serve the best quality food, right? So, as Terrell Huff said, they'll do it to keep Wimby. So we're hearing all this stuff, and everybody's like, yeah, new arena. Let's take the arena downtown, or let's figure out somewhere else in the north side of San Antonio. But I don't think what anybody's talking about is that the economic impact to the Spurs is going to be great. The economic impact to the owners of the Spurs is going to be great. The city don't get shit. Like, when everything's said and done, nobody's really making any more money. There's not these huge business districts that are entertainment districts that are created and making crazy amounts of money. And the same amount of money that you would have spent at home or spent somewhere else, you're just going to the stadium and spending that money. So it's not new revenue coming in to anybody but maybe a select few restaurants, and it's only 1 or 2 days out of the week. Now, do I want a new stadium? Yeah, I want a very cool state-of-the-art stadium with a big-ass LED screen, amazing Wi-Fi so we can interact with the game. Those type of things I want. But do I want anything else? No. If it's not going to be top tier, top of the line, I don't care.
Okay, let me just back you up just a little bit because you're a little bit passionate. You went into a way huge deep dive. And we have Terrell Huff. He said there's too much money to be made near downtown. Thank you so much for tapping in.
Nope.
Now, we are playing our comments live on YouTube. So if you go to our YouTube and you are commenting live, we want people to subscribe to my YouTube channel, League of Our Own, Carolina Teague. Any comments played on our YouTube channel will be played during this podcast. Now, Gylan, the San Antonio Express News reported that they're exploring a possible downtown arena to showcase the Spurs #1 draft pick, Victor Wembanyama. And at the same time, the San Antonio Missions are pushing for a new baseball stadium within the inner city. These stadiums are deemed to be side by side, similar to AT&T Center and the Freeman Coliseum. But what you're trying to tell me is that with the exception of the San Antonio Spurs organization, the community surrounding is not going to benefit.
They will not make a substantial amount of money. So I just put the link into the
Our chat.
into the chat where I have my information, where I got my information from. This is a study. This is not fake news. This is real talk. So 130 studies of economic impact of sports teams and stadiums through the research methods, time periods, and stadiums examined will vary. The findings are remarkably consistent. Teams and stadiums are not associated with having strong economic impacts on local communities. This is 130 stories that they looked at. So this is not one or two. This is not outliers. In general, you are not going to have a strong economic impact by moving a stadium downtown. And it's the San Antonio Missions. I applaud the Missions. I think I've been to one game my entire life, but it's the Missions. It's not like this top tier baseball.
Not like an MLB organization,
exactly.
what you're saying. Okay.
Exactly.
Now, the Missions, shout out to the Missions. I threw a first pitch. I love them to death. But I have another question for you. I remember when I was younger and the San Antonio Spurs were winning championships, there was this huge push to give Tim Duncan and everybody a brand new stadium. Thus, the AT&T Center was created. And this is the same type of pitch that they're doing because of Wemby. So do you think that this is necessary? I mean, I think it is necessary to have a new stadium. If you compare the AT&T Center arena to other NBA stadiums in the country, they really don't hold a candle to the newer stadiums that are out there.
But then who does that benefit? It benefits Wemby, it benefits the San Antonio Spurs, and that's it. They have a nicer locker room. We have a better place to go watch Shakira in concert. But that's it.
So let me ask you this. Why do you see a big push from the media?
Money.
Money to who?
Well, it's a hot story, right? It's a hot story. It's just money. It's all based on money.
Okay. So another thing too. So your family lived it. There was really and of course the AT&T Center is around the east side. Around the east side, did you see like property value go up?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You know where the Spurs Center is?
Right.
It's across the street from Coca-Cola bottling plant. They just opened up a apartment style complex, warehouse style complex, and you're right off the railroad tracks. There is literally nothing over there.
Well, my mom
and they promised a whole lot of stuff. They promised a whole lot of stuff for the AT&T Center, and nothing.
So they promised that the property value would go up. There'd be more local businesses.
Exactly.
There would be more revenue into the city in that particular area because
same thing they promised with the Toyota.
That's true. So they had also promised a lot of revenue in that area for Toyota, and then you see that area, and there's not really a lot of, as far as local middle class people being able to thrive in those particular areas.
Well, Toyota, you can't build like 3 miles around it or something like that. There's literally nothing around the Toyota area.
Okay, so what's the solution then? If you want to bring a state-of-the-art arena to San Antonio, do you think that there should be a new state-of-the-art arena, or do you think that there should not be a new arena? Or where, if so, where do they put it? That was what I was going to ask you.
Check this out real quick. Economists examining the geographic impacts around recently opened stadiums have found that some small improvements in jobs and wages, but only for nearby restaurants and bars, and the gains were limited to within 1 mile of the venue. Okay, something else to think about.
Okay.
The gains are small, tend to be limited to these industries, which are bars and restaurants. So you're not opening a new department store. You're not opening anything that pays high wages that are going to lift people out of poverty. But what the writer said at the very end is probably what I agree with. I think what a lot of people agree with. It's fine and fun to enjoy the game in the stands of a new stadium as a paying customer, but there is no reason to pretend that doing so is making anybody else richer other than the team's owner, who likely is already a billionaire. That's it. So we just have to realize what we're doing. Don't sell me bullshit. Don't say, I'll give my tax money because I want a new stadium for the team. I get it. But don't bullshit me.
Why do you think politicians are playing into this? Because they want to keep the Spurs here? What is the reasoning behind even having this conversation anyways?
Well, because you want something big, shiny, and brand new. That's it. And so Christopher said, well, a lot of people believe downtown will bring in money and all the pluses. But what All-Star game? The like Mission Stadium is not going to hold 60,000 people.
I think he's talking about the NBA All-Star game. But when does
the NBA All-Star has been being played in stadiums lately? They're not being played in 17,000, 20,000 arenas.
So I'm thinking, so the NBA All-Star game, it comes around, here's my debate to that. It comes around once a year, and it goes to different cities. It's not going to be in San Antonio every single year. Even if they do get that opportunity. Somebody said just remodel and upgrade. Property value is at
high in downtown area.
Okay, so
all-time high in downtown area.
So should you just remodel and upgrade the AT&T Center? Listen,
I'm not opposed to a stadium, but don't come back 10 years and say, well, where's all the businesses? The studies are there. The studies are showing you that it does not do anything huge, right? And if we think we got issues with parking at the AT&T Center, imagine what happens when it's downtown.
And behind Guyland, Cam made his
he keeps on popping up.
Made a cameo. Cam is making his debut tonight for This or That. He's getting excited about it, giving you a little teaser of what's to come. We're excited about having him on for This or That. Let's go with Tiger Woods' ex-girlfriend Erica Herman.
Well, hold up. You didn't put a button on it. You just changed directions.
Okay, so let me just say this before we get to the next one. Final thoughts on that. Should
you literally just like, well, Tiger Woods.
Well, I got frazzled because little Cam.
Don't worry about Cam. We cool. We cool.
Cam, you not ready yet? Not yet. We're going to call you when it's your time, okay? I know, that's fine. Great. We will call you when it's your time. He's very excited about this segment.
So, Kevin, I don't understand your point here. Look what the Golden State
versus Spurs game did at the Alamo.
That was one game. We sucked, and they had low-ass ticket prices. It was one game.
So he's saying remodel the AT&T Center, remodel the Alamo Dome. Don't build a brand new state-of-the-art arena.
No.
And so that would save money, wouldn't it? Isn't that to your point?
Yeah, but then you're still no. My thing is not saving money. My thing is very, very simple. Understand what we're getting into. Don't complain when there's not a lot of jobs, when the economic developments are there, and we've had to spend an extra 2 pennies. Don't complain. Just deal with it.
Here's what I think. I think at the end of the day, it wouldn't surprise me if they built a new arena downtown and got what they wanted. It would not surprise me at all. Because even with the Tim Duncan situation, people were disagreeing with it. They said the same exact things that you said back in the day, and they still got the stadium that they wanted. So I think what's going to end up happening is the Spurs are going to get what they want, and they're going to get a new stadium.
So, and then Frank, I don't know if nobody's, and we're going to have to change off of this because I'm going to get frustrated.
Hold on, wait. Why are you frustrated with people who have different opinions than you today?
No, because they're not reading. There is a study out there. 130 studies. I put it in the thing. You're not going to, it's going to be fun for us to an extent, but that's it.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a shiny brand new toy. But
That's it.
But after you get tired of the brand new toy,
you're going to look for something else.
You're going to look for
some
other
neighborhood to exploit. It doesn't do anything but the fans, but make us feel a little bit better.
I think.
And so people, the thing is, you go to the game, you spend a couple hours before, you spend a couple hours afters, and that's it. It's not like we have this crazy amount of traffic that the arena is only packed, and downtown is only packed when something is going on there. That's it.
My thing is, I understand what people are saying. If they put the arena downtown, then it's going to make the All-Star game come here. People are going to want to come. Tourists are going to want to fly down here.
What All-Star game? The arena's not going to hold 30 or 40,000 people.
I'm just.
It's going to hold 17 to 20,000 people. Your baseball is a substandard stadium for a minor league team.
First of all, they need to get a major league team here. Like, let's not even talk about that. And what about UTSA, Kylan? What about UTSA? What about hosting UTSA there?
They're fine at the Alamo Dome.
No, they need to blow up the Alamo Dome. That's what they need to do.
You don't like the Alamo Dome.
That should be first on the list because it's ugly.
And also, one more thing, and then we'll button this up and we'll go to Tiger Woods because you like the pop piece. When we had our kiosk, we had to spend at the AT&T Center and the Alamo Dome, we had to spend 40 to 60% of our profits directly to the AT&T Center or Alamo Dome. The city doesn't even own that. They outsource it to Airmark or to other companies. So this is not something that's great for the community. It looks good on paper, but it's not great for the community. Just remember that. It's a lot of fun. We party, but there's a lot of hard work that goes into that millionaires and billionaires are getting richer and everybody else is basically staying the same. And there's a study. I'll give you the same link that I just put in there. Read the study, understand that. But listen, if we just want a new stadium, then just say that. We want a new stadium, and I'm down with that.
So because you live this life, you guys had a kiosk, you guys invested into the AT&T Center, you guys had to pay a large percentage back to the AT&T Center, so it was hard to profit. Is that what you're saying? It's
not hard to profit, but you can't serve amazing food.
Okay.
Right? Well, like, we could do it. We did it. But it's not all it's cracked up to be. And that's all I'm saying. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Okay. And look, there's going to be people that disagree, and they just want the shiny new toy downtown.
Right. And I'm down with the shiny new toy.
And I honestly think this conversation and interviewing the politicians, I understand why people are doing it. I get it. But I feel like it's also kind of a little bit premature. Like, now's not the time to have these conversations. I know that there's sources and there's articles, but can we at least wait until Wemby plays one game before we even start having conversations about what's going to happen with the stadium and where they're going to go next?
No, because people are bored and they just want to throw shit out there.
There's really nothing else to talk about, it seems like, in San Antonio at the moment.
Basically.
If this is
we
what
don't
we're
know,
talking about.
we don't even know where Wemby is right now.
Well, because he said he was taking a social media break.
Exactly. Wemby's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, and I don't blame him. I mean, even this new talk is about Wemby, and he's taking a break right now.
Yeah, very true.
Tiger Woods' ex-girlfriend dropped her lawsuit seeking $30 million in damages from the golf star's estate for getting rid of her from his Florida mansion. The court documents have shown from the New York Post. They came out with an article. His ex-girlfriend, Erica Herman, 39 years old, she dismissed the case, suing him because she was saying that he violated the Landlord-Tenant Act by tricking her into leaving his Jupiter Island mansion when they broke up. She claims that her and Tiger Woods had an oral tenant agreement giving her the right to live at the house.
And she oral, all right.
And she had 5 years remaining on that agreement when they broke up. So it looks like she dropped the case. I wonder if he gave money to her, but it says, you know, they said she would throw out the lawsuit if they lifted the NDA on the grounds that Woods sexually harassed her. She had sexual misconduct claims against him. There was all these things. There was a lot of drama. She said that he pursued her in a sexual relationship while he was still her boss. And and she argued that that was a violation of her NDA. She wanted to get it released, and she worked for him in 2014. They became a couple in 2017, and then they broke up, and now all this stuff is going on. What are your thoughts on Tiger Woods' ex-girlfriend? Well, let me give you my thoughts first on Tiger Woods' ex-girlfriend doing this. It just seems like a money grab to me. She seems like a jilted ex-girlfriend. She just wants some type of money. She didn't get a ring from him. She didn't get married. And I doubt any boyfriend or girlfriend, no matter who you're in a relationship with, would agree that if y'all break up, you can live at their house for an additional 5 years. It doesn't make sense to me. It seems like a money grab. Now, I do agree with her that it is wrong that he pursued a sexual relationship with her while they were working together. Ew, was that the special leave tea coming up?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that all through the microphone. So let me.
I just muted the mic.
Nah, it ain't muted.
It was a special leave tea. My
it
bad.
was a special leave tea. It's too bubbly. Gee. So my thing is this. You nasty. So it seems like it was just a money grab, and I'm glad it's over with, because that was like a whole thing. It was all over the news that she kept alleging things, and I think she was just trying to get in where she fits in. I think they settled and came to an agreement. He threw her some type of money because she dismissed the lawsuit, let it go.
Why are we all up in these people's lives?
She put it out there. It's in court documents all over the news.
I know. I'm just saying, like,
I'm not in
you
their
knew.
life.
We know who Tiger Woods is. We know his proclivities. Let the dude do what dude does.
Yeah, but I mean, he could do what he does. But when the ex-girlfriend is angry that they broke up and she's suing him, then that's news, because it's like, did he really promise her that she could live at the house for 5 years? Honestly, I highly doubt it.
Why would you want to live there for 5 years?
That's another thing, too. If you had an ex that said, hey, we break up, but you can live in the house for 5 more years rent-free, evidently, would you live in the house rent-free?
Well, he didn't say that, first of all. More than likely, his lawyer said that. Mm-hmm. Depends on the size of the pool. I'm just saying.
So you would have said yes?
Maybe.
And you deal with all the breakup BS that goes on in between?
No, I wouldn't live there. No, I'm sorry. I wouldn't live there. Hell no.
So yeah, because I'm like, at what point do you suck it up and you take your dignity and your pride with you?
When you know, first of all, you don't date him. You already know who Tiger Woods is.
Uh-huh.
Like, she lost her dignity a long time ago.
Uh-huh. And I know that Cam is excited to make his appearance for the first time on this or that segment.
I know. I'm over here wrangling cats. Jeez.
Oh, man. He can't.
Your kid wind up in the room with me.
My bad.
It's all good.
Okay, so what's up with this whole SAQUON Barkley and Josh Jacobs? They're still, this is like a lot of issues, actually. They did not secure long-term deals after their franchise tags, and unfortunately, 6 players were designated as franchise tags players early in March. 3 of those 6, all running backs, were unable to reach an agreement before the July 17th deadline for franchise players. And per the NFL collective bargaining agreement, SAQUON Barkley, Josh Jacobs, and Tony Pollard are prohibited from signing long-term with the Giants, Raiders, and Cowboys until after the 2023 regular season ends, January 7, 2024. So the difference is, according to CBS News, Tony Pollard is in a different boat than SAQUON Barkley and Josh Jacobs. He signed a $10 million franchise tag in March after getting the designation, but the other 2, SAQUON Barkley and Josh Jacobs, remain unsigned. SAQUON Barkley did a podcast recently, and he said that he could sit out if he thought about sitting out. Okay. Oh, I can hear you. Oh, okay. I get it. I get it now. So SAQUON Barkley, he thought about sitting out. And that was something that he contemplated because he was still unsigned. And people are expecting that SAQUON Barkley and Josh Jacobs are going to be no-shows when everybody reports to training camp next week. because that they're franchise players, they can't be fined for each day of training camp that they're missed. So it's not like they're going to be losing out on money. Their attendance isn't required. And this is just something that running backs are seemingly having to go through now. I think people are finding out that running backs, because they used to sign them to big deals, kind of like Ezekiel Elliott with the Cowboys back in the day. Now, I think that teams are starting to realize running backs start getting devalued after a couple of years. So does that put these players in a position to make these decisions on, should they sit out or not? And is it okay for them to sit out?
Listen, they're going to keep on, what's the term? F around and find out.
Uh-huh.
They're going to F around with one of these new running backs that came in the league. Mm-hmm. And the quarterback's going to go to roll out to the left, and the running back should be protecting him. Mm-hmm. And the quarterback's going to get lit up. It's going to happen a couple of times, and they're going to wind up losing a game because of something a running back did, and they're going to start paying these running backs again. Now, if they don't, I'm not going to be surprised. But they're using the running backs. The running backs are tired of being used, and they're not paying running backs what people feel that they're worth, right? I mean, it's all relative. But, yeah, it's going to happen. There's going to be some fire if a running back or a quarterback winds up getting hurt.
You know what? Also, too, I mean, I hear what you're saying as well. And then there was somebody, the Big Chief on Twitter had something to say. He basically said that running backs get replaced pretty easily, and that everything that they earn is determined by your value. And back in the day, running backs controlled the game. But these days,
the running backs are huge.
Yeah, running backs are huge. And these days, it's like they're kind of more dispensable, and they can be replaced pretty easily in the later rounds in the draft. So it's kind of like, it's a tough situation for them. And I just feel bad for them because they have to make these decisions to sit out. And people are really crucifying SAQUON because they're like, are you a team player or are you not a team player? Because if he doesn't play, he's not going to get paid during the regular season. You know that, right? So you're not going to get paid, but you also want to show what you're worth as well. So it's kind of a tough situation to be in. And I feel bad for them.
Yeah, it's rough. But, again, something's going to happen. You can't want to pay these guys $2 million, $3 million. Mm-hmm. They probably have more CTE than anybody else. Mm-hmm. They have a very important part on the team, but we'll see what happens. And listen, I have a hard time getting upset because somebody's only making $2 or $3 million a year, right? Mm-hmm. I want them to make more money. I want them to do well, but it's part of the game.
And you know what? Christian McCaffrey also came out and spoke on this, and he's a top player in the NFL. Everybody's, criticized him because of his injuries and things like that. But when you take away the injuries, that's one of the best players in the NFL. And he said that this is criminal to not sign them to a franchise tag because they are Tony Pollard. They are three of the best players in the entire league, regardless of their position. And they have to deal with crap like this.
Well, what was funny is somebody put up a meme and they put a running back up against a kicker. They just happened to put the kicker up, and it was the greatest kicker ever in the history of the NFL, right? Dude's broken records. He plays for the Ravens. Justin, oop, go ahead with your bad self. Justin Tucker back there.
He's ready. He's ready.
And he is ready. He is ready.
He's ready.
Yep. So that's where I look at it.
And also, too, let me just say this. The salary of franchise tag is determined on the average of the top 5 salaries in that position. So whatever the salary, it's going to be the top 5, what you're getting paid. It's going to be an average of that top 5. And the franchise tag for a running back has gone down significantly since 2015.
Yeah, they're driving down the prices.
Exactly. And Christian McCaffrey, who we just talked about, he's somebody who is the epitome of somebody whose impact in the running and passing game. He has one of the best contracts in that position, and he's being outspoken that this isn't fair for them. So all I'm going to say is franchise tag, you draft a running back, play the running back, and if he's good, franchise him, franchise the running back one time.
But that's what they do. They franchise him one time, and then they let him go.
Exactly. And
so that's not cool.
It's not okay. And I mean, it just, I don't know, just kind of, NFL's kind of crappy for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But And I think, what else is there to talk about? We talk. Oh, also, I forgot to even ask you and talk about a little bit before we get Cam Cam on. I had heat fever the other day. Cam Cam had his birthday party. For his birthday party, he said he wanted to, or we went to Jellystone Park. And I was out in the sun for about 9 hours.
What's Jellystone Park?
It is, I don't know if you remember Yogi Bear. I think it was a cartoon back in the day.
Okay.
It's like a campground, and they have a water park and cabins and all that stuff. So it's kind of like a getaway for families.
Where's it at?
They got one in Canyon Lake. They got one in Kerrville. They got one in everywhere around the country, actually. But
What's it called? Jelly what?
Jellystone. Yogi Bear Jellystone. And so we went to the water park. I was out there for 9 hours. I ended up getting heat fever. I know you said that's not what it's called, but that's what I got.
Yeah, you keep on saying heat fever. It's
heat exhaustion.
damn near heat strokes.
Yeah. Well, I was dizzy. Like I went to sleep, woke up dizzy, and I just didn't feel good. And I would lay down, feel dizzy, get back up.
Heat exhaustion.
I had heat exhaustion. I would stand up, and I fell into the dresser at my house. Like I fell back down. It's not funny when you fall into a dresser.
It's funny when you're telling this story.
Yeah, so that's what I've been up to. Been dealing with the heat fever, and then also I got.
Thanks, chat.
Yeah, and then I also got this. Shirt. We're gonna bring Cam Cam on in a second, but I also got this shirt from a wrestling company that supports at-risk wrestling people, at-risk wrestling middle schoolers, and so that's what I've been doing. So I also want to get you guys' opinions real quick on what you guys think we should do.
Wait, who's the shirt? Hold up. What was the shirt?
This is from a shirt from West Jackson Wrestling Pro Club.
And what do they do?
And this is a wrestling club that helps at-risk wrestling kids. They just had some of their kids as ring announcers on Impact Wrestling. They're working on getting on AEW. So they sent this to me because I was voted best wrestling ring announcer in the state of Texas for 2023. So they wanted me to support them and show them love. So I want to thank all the kids at West Jackson Middle School for sending me this shirt. I really appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much. It means a lot to me that you guys are inspired by my work. So thank you guys a lot for sending that shirt over to me. So
okay.
Oh, and then also too, another announcement. We want to start giving out merch. If you guys want to support giving out merch, because we wanted to do.
No, we want to start selling merch.
Oh yeah, selling merch. Yeah, yeah.
We
were gonna do buy me a coffee. And then we realized everybody's doing buy me a coffee now. So we want to do something.
Like it's something new. It's actually old as dirt. It is.
Well, dirt. San Antonio we be late to everything. So we be late to everything. So we about to have Cam Cam on for this or that. Hope you guys are ready for this.
This or that.
All right, we got Cam Cam on this or that. If you want to bring up here, come on, Cam Cam. Cam Cam's making his debut, sponsored by Special Leaf Tea.
And who is Cam Cam?
Cam Cam is my 8-year-old son, big sports fan, and he said all he wanted for his birthday was to be on the podcast. So here he is. Say this or that sponsored by Special Leaf Tea. There you go.
This or that sponsored by.
Talking to the mic.
This or that sponsored by.
He's good.
This or that sponsored by Special Leaf Tea.
What do you think about
Okay, so Cam Cam, you've seen this or that before, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we're about to do this or that. So the this or that is who had a better draft offseason. Was it the Lakers or was it the Spurs, and why?
The Lakers, because
Carolina, he's fine.
Okay.
Say, Mom, I'm cool.
Mom, fine.
Okay.
Okay, so
All right. So you're saying the Lakers.
yes,
Why?
because I'm a Lakers fan.
What? Well, okay, but that's okay. Okay, so go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Okay, thank you. They got Cam Reddish.
Okay. Look at the camera. Don't look at this. Look at the screen. Look straight ahead. There you go.
God.
Okay, they got Cam Reddish.
They got Cam Reddish, Prince somebody named that, and
But the Spurs got the number 1 pick. 7'3". Wembanyama.
D'Angelo Russell, Anthony, Austin Reeves, Roy Hachimura.
Okay, but why? Right, but they didn't get Hachimura this year. Wasn't that last year?
No.
No, Hachimura was not this year.
Yes, Hachimura was this year.
No, they did not get Hachimura this year. They got Hachimura last year.
No. I'm talking about 2022, 2023 season or 21, 22 season.
We're talking 2023. They did not get Hachimura this year.
They re-signed
This
him.
last draft.
They re-signed him.
Draft.
They re-signed him.
Okay. Stop playing with that. They can hear you do that.
Okay.
So, why was the Lakers better? Because they're your favorite team?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think the Spurs are going to crush the Lakers.
I think the Spurs are going to crush you. I think the Spurs are going to crush your favorite team.
The Spurs are my favorite team.
So the Spurs are going to crush the Spurs. That means the Lakers are going to crush. That they're already crushed, so the Lakers are going to win.
You know what, Cam? You've had better takes than this. I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed, homie.
What'd you just call me?
Nothing. Okay. Where'd your mama go?
She's out of the room.
Okay, she's going back in. So you think the Lakers had a better draft?
Yes.
Okay. Good job. Tell your mom it's time for her to come on.
Okay.
Good job. Tell your mom it's time to go back on and close up.
Wait, can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Dad, if you're watching this is me, Cam. Wait.
Carolina, get on. Jeez. Neither of y'all can do two things at the same time.
Cameron was nervous. He did great.
He is all right.
So I wanted to ask Cam a couple more questions. Get over here.
Okay.
All right, Cam. All right, because you were nervous, and I could tell you were nervous. All right, so let me ask you this, Cameron. Give me your top 5 NBA players of all time. And who's your number 1? Actually, top 3. Who's your number 1? Who's your number 2? Who's your number 3?
Can I do top 5?
You want to do top 5? All right,
Yes.
Go.
Number 1, LeBron James. Number 2, Michael Jordan. Number 3, Kobe Bryant. Number 4, Kareem. Number 5, not that much people agree with me, but Tim Duncan.
Okay.
I don't agree with the first 3.
Gylan doesn't agree. Okay, we need to know why you have LeBron James as number 1. Like, you got to tell us.
Because I'm a Lakers fan.
No, because actually LeBron doesn't have as many championships as Michael Jordan.
Well, Bill Russell has more championships than Michael Jordan.
Okay, so you're saying that Bill
But he was a
Russell
big
should be the
man.
GOAT. That's my argument. That
Let
Bill
me
Russell.
just tell you something. Right now.
What, you going to say something?
Are you gonna say something?
No, because I'm just looking at the comment right there.
Yeah,
Okay,
everybody disagree with you. They
Tell
say
your
MJ
mom,
is not number-
give the
MJ is
headphones
number
back
1.
to your
It's
mom.
not-
Tell your
it's
mom
not
we need to
LeBron.
wrap up the show.
Dad, can you comment, please?
Space Jam was trash.
Space Jam was good.
Space Jam 2 was garbage.
It was good.
And this is how I know I failed as a mother, because you have LeBron as number 1 over Michael Jordan number 2. And I don't
At least they should be
Jordan's not
1A, 1B.
Yeah, no, it's not even A1, A1,
No, 1A,
1A,
1B.
It should be 1A, 1B. Number 2 is LeBron.
No.
There's number 2 is LeBron. It ain't no 1A, 1B.
There is. How many championships did Jordan go to?
How many championships did Jordan go to?
With how many different teams?
How many different teams?
No. I'm talking to you, Carolina.
He had one team. He was with the Bulls.
Exactly. LeBron has
and
done it with 3 different teams.
Yeah, because he hopped from team to team because he was
Okay.
trying to go where the winners were at because he couldn't be loyal.
Let's okay, after that, Kevin Durant has only won 2 championships and he hopped from like team to team to team.
Okay.
Okay,
Alright.
give your mom the headset back.
Give me 5.
Okay, Dad, can you please comment?
All right, Cameron, one last question for you before you go.
Let's top 3 and we need to wrap this up.
Okay. What's your top 3 NFL players of all time?
NFL, number 1, Michael Vick.
Ooh.
Michael Vick. Okay.
Okay.
Who's number 2?
Cam, stop reading. Carolina, close the laptop.
Stop reading comments. Who's number 2?
Sounds rude.
Who's number 2?
Number 2 is the
Okay,
Bush.
dead air.
Who's your number 2?
I said the Bush.
Jerome
number
Bettis.
3,
Okay, and number 3.
Who's your number 3?
Favorite or best?
Who's your top 3 NFL players of all time? This is your list.
Okay, number 3 is Tom Brady.
Okay. All right. Thank you for.
You got 1 right.
Yeah. Thank you so much,
All right,
Cam.
tell the peoples bye.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for putting up with League of Our Own today. That was a little unorthodox, but I did promise Cam, because he's been wanting to become a podcaster, a YouTuber, and I told him it's not easy. Once the microphone's in front of you, once the camera's in front of you, your nerves start to get rattled a little bit. And I think everybody really underestimates how difficult it is to be in front of a camera and give your opinion on either sports radio or sports podcasting. It's not a walk in the park.
Tony Ornalis said, "What's up, Carolina?"
What's up, Tony? What do you think? What do you think, Gylan? Do you think this is a good first take for Cam?
He froze up a little bit. I was surprised.
I was surprised too because if you hear him behind the scenes, he's
He
not.
run his mouth more than his mama.
Yeah, exactly. So, but he did great.
Tell him to get in. I want to.
Okay, you want? Here's gonna put on the headphones.
No headphones.
Okay, no headphones.
Just bring him in.
Okay,
Why?
they want to bring you in. Go.
Have that?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Just tell the people bye, Cam.
Say bye.
Bye.
Tell them to like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe to Kevin Clark and League of Our Own
What?
Carolina
Stop
Teague.
reading the comments.
He says like, share, and subscribe to League of Our Own. Bye, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Next week is our 1-year anniversary. I have my interview with Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Undercard, he's the co-main on Showtime. He fought with Tank. Get out of the camera view, please. He fought with fought versus Tank Davis. One out of only 2 fighters to take him to decision. That interview is coming out exclusively on League of Our Own. Isaac Pitbull Cruz fights this Saturday. It's going to be through Showtime on League of Our Own. We look forward to getting that out to you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Bye, y'all.
Can I say something real quick? Okay.